Imagine being able to fill your home with the most expensive art by the world's most renowned artist. For one of the founders of the Met, this was his reality. Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are uncovering the many mansions of Henry Marquand. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. In 1819, Henry Marquand was born in New York City to a family of renowned silversmiths. Even as a boy, he was surrounded by fine craftsmanship thanks to his family's jewelry business, Marquand and Company. That early exposure to artful design may have well planted the seeds for his later passion for collecting and promoting the arts. By his early 20s, Marquand had stepped into the family business only to see it sold after his father passed away. Rather than rest on tradition, he switched gears and began building his wealth through real estate, currency exchange, and railroad investments, particularly the St. Louis, Iron Mountain, and Southern Railway, which he owned alongside partners. This investment paid off handsomely and allowed him to retire from business around 1880, at which point his focus took a dramatic shift toward art and philanthropy. Marquand didn't just want to collect art, he wanted to make a real difference. He was among the 50 original citizens who met in 1869 to found the Metropolitan Museum of Art with the lofty goal of refining and educating the public. He eventually served as treasurer, then as the Met's second president. Along the way, he donated some of his most prized works, including paintings by Rembrandt and Vermeer. Unheard of gifts that significantly boosted the museum's collection and reputation. While Marquand was shaping the Met's future, New York's richest families were busy turning Fifth Avenue into a parade of grand mansions. But in 1881, when Alva Vanderbilt enlisted architect Richard Morris Hunt to build a gleaming white limestone chateau on Fifth Avenue, she sparked a taste for new architectural styles. Around that same time, Hunt, who happened to be great friends with Marquand, began work on Marquand's own personal statement of elegance, a mansion at Madison Avenue and 68th Street. By choosing Madison Avenue instead of 5th, Marquand made sure he had enough land for a showy centerpiece house and two smaller upscale adjoined homes. Construction took 3 years, wrapping up in 1884, and true to the new fashion, Hunt designed the trio in a French transitional style, blending Gothic and Renaissance details, lending the entire corner to a look straight out of a European storybook. The first thing visitors noticed was a 4-story central hall capped with a glass ceiling and a dramatic split staircase leading to the upper floors and art galleries. Marquand brought in top-tier talent to decorate. Sir Frederick Leighton, Lawrence Alma-Tadema, and John Lafarge and Louis Comfort Tiffany were all involved, each designing different themed rooms. Of special note was the Greek-inspired music room, which boasted painted ceiling panels by Sir Frederick Leighton featuring life-size figures set against a gold-toned background. Additionally, marble columns and beams were arranged to resemble ancient scenes, with a handful of ancient Greek artifacts to lend proper context. Though, antiques that were thousands of years old all took second stage to the ebony and ivory inlaid grand piano designed by Alma-Tadema. We can take a closer look at some of its incredible detailing, from the griffin legs and then to the incredibly intricate rendition of Sir Edward Poynter's The Wandering Minstrels. Traveling from one room to another was meant to evoke a sense that you were taking a trip around the world, with each room given the utmost attention to detail, such as the Moorish room which we are seeing now. The living room was styled to be reminiscent of Japanese design, where Marquand could display his extensive collection of Japanese pottery. In this room, you could find inlaid mother-of-pearl accents and wood carvings tracing traditional Japanese motifs. The conservatory was meant to take your breath away, with some of the finest and most detailed stained glass panels that Marquand commissioned or uncovered from all over the world. The dining room continued this tour of cultures with an overarching theme of English Renaissance. Though the walls were clad in rich wood paneling, they were covered over almost entirely by antique European tapestries. Even with 3 houses at his disposal for displaying his art collection, he wasn't one for clutter, always desiring to give each piece proper breathing room. He donated an entire gallery to the Met, but even so, he required more space for his collection. In Newport, Rhode Island, known as the summer retreat for the wealthy, he brought back his old friend Richard Morris Hunt to design a summer cottage. Once again, he filled the home with antiques and paintings by the greats and hired designers such as Lafarge and Tiffany to put the interior together in an orderly and ornate way. Marquand's passion for sharing art extended well beyond his homes. As president of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, he used his financial resources, personal collection, and expertise to shape the museum's direction and expand its holdings. His donation of old masters' paintings helped raise the Met's profile worldwide. And unlike many wealthy collectors who locked away their treasures, he was dedicated to making fine art a public resource. In 1902, Marquand passed away in his Manhattan mansion, leaving behind a vacancy in New York society that many felt would be impossible to fill. His art collection, one of the finest and one of the most extensively catalogued in the world at the time, was auctioned off the following year in 1903. His Newport home was eventually broken up into apartments and later burned down. And as for his Manhattan mansion, it met a much earlier fate, being demolished in 1912 and replaced by an apartment building bearing the same name, the Marquand. What did you think about Marquand's homes and collections? Did anything stick out to you? Let me know down below in the comment section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.